Hello, everybody. This is Ms. Jacqueline. I hope you're all doing well. Now, for today's lesson, of course, we will still continue with grammar, and we will be doing the left exercise page, which is page 30. So what I want from you guys is to prepare your books, okay, and open up on page 30, and all of you be with me step by step so we can do this all together. All right, now after you opened up on page 30, please pick up your pencil and eraser. Be with me step by step so we can do this all together. So first of all, we're going to start with exercise 1, which is classify each sentence. Now you all know how much this exercise is important. You need to focus on it very carefully. Now here we have 4 sentences and we're going to classify it together. Here, we have number 1. Shane peeled his little brother an orange. Shane peeled his little brother an orange. Because here we are dealing with indirect object, so this is all going to be about pattern number 3. So what is the rule of pattern number 3? You're going to write it first of all. Subject noun, verb transitive, indirect object, direct object, which makes pattern number 3. Now we're going to come and classify the rest of the sentence. Shane is the subject noun. Peeled is the verb transitive because it's just an action in the sentence. His is the possessive pronoun, PPA. Little is the adjective because it's describing. Brother is the indirect object, while orange is the direct object. An is just an article adjective. And now, where do we put the slash between the subject and the verb? The subject and the verb. Why do we put a slash? To separate the subject part from the predicate part. To separate the subject part from the predicate part. And what type of sentence is this? Of course, a declarative sentence. Why? Because it's just a normal type of sentence. Now we will go to number 2. Darlene's mother gave me an exciting book. Darlene's mother gave me an exciting book. Again, pattern number 3, because we have indirect object and direct object together. So first of all, you're going to write the rule and then you're going to classify. Darlene's is P&A, possessive noun. Why? Because it has apostrophe in it. Okay, apostrophe and S. And it shows ownership. Whenever you have apostrophe and S to the noun, it means it shows ownership and it is a possessive noun. P-N-A. Mother will be the subject noun in this case. Gave is the verb transitive. Me is the indirect object, while book is the direct object. So what is an here? Article adjective. And exciting is just a regular adjective and it describes. So where do we put the slash between the subject and the verb? The subject and the verb. Why? Because we want to separate the subject part from the predicate part. And what type of sentence is this? Declarative sentence. I'm not asking a question. I'm not expressing strong feelings. So this is just a normal sentence. Now we have number 3. Again, pattern number 3. Subject noun, verb transitive, indirect object, direct object, which makes pattern number 3. Why did I say pattern number 3? Because I'm dealing with indirect and direct object. The is article adjective. Bagpipe will be the adjective here because it's just a description of the player. Bagpipe player. Okay, so bagpipe is describing the player and player will be the subject noun. What about played? Verb transitive. That, it's an article adjective. Children will be indirect object, while tune is direct object. and a is just an article. Where do I put the slash? Between the subject and the verb. The subject and the verb. To separate between the subject part and the predicate part. And of course, this is just another declarative sentence. Again, subject noun, verb transitive, indirect object, direct object, which makes pattern number 3. The artist painted Laura a landscape picture. The artist painted Laura a landscape picture. The is article adjective. Artist is a subject noun. Painted is the verb transitive. So where do I put the slash? Between the subject and the verb. Laura is the indirect object, while picture is the direct object. A is an article adjective. Landscape is the adjective. And this is another type of a declarative sentence. Now we're gonna put these words right here in a correct order. A is the. Subject noun is the store. Verb transitive is gave. Indirect object will be Kent. A, which means article, will be the letter A. And price will be the direct object. So the store gave Kent a price. The store gave Kent a prize. Okay? Okay, so after we finish from exercise 1, now we will move on straight ahead to the rest of the exercises on this page. So, just like the last lesson, we're not going to do exercise 2 first because you guys will use your notebooks to write the answer. Clearly, you don't have the enough space on your books, so you guys will be needing your notebooks. We will leave this exercise to the end, okay? Now, be with me from exercise 3, 4, and 5. So, exercise 3 first. Here we have different run-on sentences. So, what is a run-on sentence? I already explained this to you guys. This is when you have two sentences put in together, but they are not punctuated correctly. Okay? So what you're going to do here is that you're going to fix them and put the correct punctuation. First of all, you're going to put the slash between the two sentences like this. Skippy barked at the dog across the street. The dog barked back at Skippy. So first of all, I'm going to put a slash to separate the two sentences right here. And then I'm going to look at the end. What do I have here? Like, what kind of abbreviation? I have SS. It means change these two run-on sentences into two simple sentences. So how I'm going to change it? Of course, I'm going to fix the punctuation. So I need to start my sentence with the capital letter and end it with an end mark. That's how I'm going to fix a run-on sentence by correcting the punctuation. Starting your sentence with capital letter and ending it with an end mark. Skippy barked at the dog across the street. That's number 1. The other sentence, the dog barked back at Skippy. Again, I'm going to start it with a capital letter and I'm going to end it with an end mark. This is how I'm going to fix the run-on sentence. Okay? Now, number 5. My sister played under the tree. My brother played under the tree. So I have run-on sentence. Okay? So what I'm going to do here first is that I'm going to put a slash between the two sentences in order to separate. And I'm going to look at the end. What kind of abbreviation do I have? Okay, I have SCS. So I'm going to change these sentences, these two sentences right here into one sentence. And it will be a simple sentence with a compound subject. Simple sentence with a compound subject. So here what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take the subject in both sentences, which is sister, brother, and I'm going to put them together to make a compound subject. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to make a compound subject by putting and at the middle, okay? Now, my sister and brother. So clearly here, I made a compound subject. And I'm going to put the rest of the sentence after it. Played under the tree because they both have the same predicate part. Okay, so now I have a simple sentence with the compound subject. My sister and brother. Two subjects together, they will make a compound subject. Played under the tree. Of course, I'm going to start it with a capital letter and I'm going to end it with an end mark. Number 6. The students walked quietly. The students sat down. First of all, I'm going to put a slash to separate the two sentences, and then I'm going to change it to what it's asking from me, the abbreviation at the end. SCV, simple sentence with a compound verb. So I'm going to put the two verbs together, walked quietly and sat down. So I'm going to say the students walked quietly and sat down. You see here, I put two verbs together in order to make a compound verb. Walked quietly and sat down. Walked quietly and sat down. And of course, I'm going to start it with a capital letter and I'm going to end it with an end mark. That's how I fix the sentence. Number 7, the same. My dog barked loudly. My dog ran after the car. So, first of all, I'm going to put a slash to separate the two sentences so I know what I'm dealing with. And then I'm going to look at the end of the sentence and change it to what it's asking from me according to the abbreviation out there. SCV, again, simple sentence with a compound verb. That is what I'm going to change it to. My dog barked loudly and ran after the car. So barked loudly and ran after. These are the two verbs, okay? With their adverb. So I'm going to put them together and I'm going to put and between them in order to make a compound verb. My dog barked loudly and ran after the car. So I'm going to start it with a capital letter and I'm going to end it with an end mark. This is how I fix my run-on sentence. I'm going to put a slash at the middle, okay, like in the middle at first. And then I'm going to look at the abbreviation at the end, and that's what I'm going to change it to, okay? If it's asking for me simple sentence with a compound subject or simple sentence with a compound verb. If it says compound subject, it means I need to put two subjects together. If it's asking a compound verb, it means I'm going to put two verbs together to make a compound verb. Now that was for exercise 3. Okay, so now we will move on to exercise 4. All of you be with me. Here we're going to identify each kind of sentence by writing the abbreviation in the blank. So here we're going to say what type of sentence is this? Is it a simple sentence, fragment sentence, or simple sentence with a compound subject? Simple sentence with a compound verb? We don't know, so we have to figure it out. Number 8, the camel can carry a big load. So this is just a simple sentence, a normal completed sentence. I can fully understand it. So I'm going to say this is a simple sentence. There's no compound subject or compound verb, so it's just going to be a simple sentence. So write capital S in the blank. Now number 9, the boys and girls are listening to the ranger. So here, boys and girls. What do we have here? Two subjects together. So what does that mean? Compound subject. So this is going to be a simple sentence with a compound subject, SCS. So write that down in the blank, SCS. Number 10, the players in the dressing room. The players in the dressing room. This is just a fragment sentence, okay? Because it's not completed. There are some missing parts, okay? So I'm gonna put the letter F in capital in the blank because this type of sentence, it's not completed. There are some missing parts, okay? Some missing thoughts. So that's why we're gonna call it a fragment sentence. As well as number 11, broke the handle on the stove, okay? So I don't fully understand this because there are some missing parts out there. So we're going to call it a fragment sentence, capital F. You put it in the blank. Number 12, the car bounced and bumped down the dirt road. The car bounced and bumped down the dirt road. So I have two verbs together, bounced and bumped. So when I have two verbs together, what does that mean? CV, compound verb. So this is a simple sentence with a compound verb. SCV. That's what you're going to put in the blank. 13. My kite got tangled in our neighbor's tree. My kite got tangled in our neighbor's tree. So this is a normal completed sentence, which is a simple sentence. So you're going to write capital S in the blank. Okay? I think this is very easy, okay? So all you need to do is read the sentence carefully and then look at what we have in a sentence. Is it a compound subject or compound verb? And then you will decide what type of sentence is it. We have 4 types in here, okay? Like it's 3 types, but here it made it because of the different abbreviation, it makes 4 types. So I'm going to say simple sentence, fragment sentence, simple sentence with a compound subject, or simple sentence with a compound verb. 3 different types of sentence. Simple sentence, fragment sentence, simple sentence with a compound subject, or simple sentence with a compound verb. S, F, SCS, or SCV. I think it's very clear, okay? Now, exercise 5 is write the capitalization and punctuation corrections only. So, here you have the editing guide. You have 4 capitals. Here, Y, S, again S, and E. So, here, because you have the first word in a sentence, you need to start it with a capital letter, okay? You have the first word in a sentence, you always need to start it with a capital letter. That's the first one. Springtime, okay? So this is an important noun, we can say, okay? Springtime, and it is one of the seasons, like the name of one of the seasons, spring, winter, autumn, okay? Summer, you need to start that with a capital letter. And you have Sandy. This is the name of a person. You need to also start it with a capital letter. And you have English. English is also name of the language. You need to start it with a capital letter. Comma, you only have 1 comma, which is after the first word. Yes, when you have yes or no, like when you answer a question by yes or no, you need to put a comma and then continue the rest of the sentence. You put the comma after yes or no, and then you continue with the rest of the sentence. And then you have a quotation mark. Quotation mark is right here because we have springtime is the name of the poem. So whenever you have name of a poem or name of a story or name, for example, for a poetry, or we can say, or poem, just like it is in this case, name of a novel, name of a book, you can put it in a quotation mark like this one because it is a special name for a poem or a special name for a book or novel, okay? So you need to put it in a quotation mark like this one. And we only have one end mark, which is period, or we can call it full stop at the end because it's just a normal type of sentence. Now we're going to go to exercise 2. So, on your notebooks, please be with me. Prepare your notebooks. Write this down just like the last lesson, okay? So, here I have 3 different fragment sentence. And what we're going to do is that we're going to put the missing part with this fragment sentence in order to make it a complete sentence. That's what we are going to do, okay? Just like the last lesson. So please open up your notebooks and be with me. So here I have the first one. Okay, so now I have the first fragment sentence, damaged several houses. This is not a completed sentence, so I need to complete it with the missing part, okay? I'm going to add the missing part, which is the subject part. So I'm going to say the earthquake. This is the subject that I'm going to add. Damaged several houses. The earthquake damaged several houses. Now we have a fully understood, completed sentence, okay? By adding the missing part, which was the subject. Now I'm going to go to the next fragment sentence. Listened carefully for the words to the song. So here I need to add the subject part. Again, it's asking from us to add the subject part. That's the missing part. When we add that missing part, it's going to be a full completed sentence. I'm going to say Jane and Jimmy listened carefully for the words to the song. Jane and Jimmy. This is the subject part. I added from my own so I can make this sentence a completed sentence. And now it is a fully understood completed sentence. Number 3, the animal from the forest. Okay, so the animal from the forest, this is a fragment sentence. It's not completed. I'm going to make it complete by adding the predicate part. So I'm going to say ran quickly or ran away quickly. We can say ran quickly away or ran away quickly. It's the same thing, but I chose this one, ran away quickly. So what did I add here? The missing part, which is the predicate part, in order to make this sentence a completed sentence. Now I'm going to say the animal from the forest ran away quickly. The animal from the forest ran away quickly. Now it is a fully understood sentence, okay? And it's completed, of course. By adding the missing part, you will make this sentence a completed sentence. All right, now after we finish from all the exercises out there, now we have questions time. Now, what I want for my dear lovely students is to open up your notebooks and write these 2 brand new questions down. And when you do these questions, it's going to help you a lot of being creative and to understand the whole subject very clearly. So remember, you're going to be very creative when you do this because it's going to help you to think more. Now, please write this question down, okay? It's question number 1. Add the missing part to make each fragment sentence into a complete sentence. So here I have 3 different fragment sentence, uncompleted sentence, and you're going to make them complete by adding the missing part that it's asking from you right here. On the chair, you will add both subject and predicate to it in order to make it a complete sentence. Went to the party, you're going to add a simple subject to it, okay? Just any subject that you want, and it will be a completed sentence. The girl from the school, you will add the predicate part, for example, like the verb and the adverb together, in order to make it a complete sentence. And here you will create a fully understood completed sentence. You gotta be creative when you do this, okay? Now, question number 2. Please write this down as well. Identify the kind of sentences as, for example, S, SCV, and F. Here you have simple sentence with a compound verb, and you have fragment sentence. So what I want from you guys is to identify these kind of these sentences. Okay, so here we have the paint can't fail. What type of sentence is this? Is it simple sentence with a compound verb, or fragment sentence? Number 2, the old book in the library. What type of sentence is this? You need to write the abbreviation in the blank right here. The children laughed and played together. What type of sentence is this? So please write this down on your notebooks and do it for yourself because it's going to help you a lot, like I said and mentioned before. And this is going to be for this lesson for today. At the end, thank you so much for listening. I hope you understood everything clearly, and I wish you the best of luck. Stay safe, and bye-bye.